And now I am pleased to ask our very distinguished speaker and honorary degree recipient, President Bich Thuy, to return to the podium. Each undergraduate here today is the recipient and beneficiary of a liberal arts education. You have been educated expansively in the humanities, the social sciences, and the natural sciences. You have cultivated highly desired skills of problem solving and critical thinking. You are exemplars of a system of higher education that is the envy of the world. As inaugural president of Fulbright University of Vietnam, founded so recently in the tradition of the liberal arts, President Bich Thuy has a pioneering perspective on what that heritage means. I am privileged to again welcome President Bich Thuy, who will give this year's commencement address.
President Swallow, trustees, faculty, staff, parents, and students. Thank you so much for having me with you here today to share this very important moment in your life. I have to say that this is the most worthwhile 8,700 miles that I have ever traveled. 8,693 miles to be exact. And please believe me, I did Google it last night. Parents and students of class 2019, congratulations, you've made it. President Swallow suggested I would want to share with you some of the personal advice about my very unusual career. I'm always very, very leery about giving advice because I thought that everyone is unique and each set of circumstances or time only fit one person at that point in time. So please take what I'm going to say now as my suggestions, not advice, because I know you have enough pressure and obligations already from your parents. And so you can take it as some questions for you to ponder at a time that fit yourself. Maybe when you are, like me yesterday, enjoy, I think, the girls of the clean air in Kenosha, and then watching the wave of Lake Michigan carries the shores, like what you said in your songs. So many of you here probably already had a clear plan and a clear things that you want to do in the future. You already work out all the steps that you will take. When I walked around campus yesterday, I met a few students of Carthage College. They were not even in your class. They were still sophomores or juniors, and they talked passionately to me about their plans. They reminded me of myself more than 30 years ago. I planned my life to the last-minute details, the smallest details. If you know about the Myers-Briggs personality type, I'm an INTJ. I'm a planner. I plan things. So what should I say about my last 35 years of unusual career? So firstly, I encourage you to keep your plan, stick to your plan. But at the same time, please keep an open mind about unexpected things that may happen, and one day you will face it. These things may look weird, or you may feel uncomfortable when facing them, but you are still very young and you can try it. In the mid-80s in Vietnam, I was considered having the so-called best job in town in Vietnam, in an economy where the state sector was the only sector. Then, to my parents' horror, I dropped out of the state sectors and tried to establish the first privately owned firm in Vietnam. I had a dream at that time to prepare to welcome foreign investors and companies to Vietnam once the embargo could be lifted. And all our hard work paid off. In February 1994, President Clinton lifted the embargo, and the two countries went into the establishment of the diplomatic relations in 1995. I was sitting in my dorm in Philadelphia and hearing the news. I did cry, but it was, I think, the tears of joy, because I knew at that time that now all what I wanted to do could come true. After that, a lot of my clients came to Vietnam, set up business, and then the economy was liberalized. Many jobs were created. And the private sectors, which in the past a lot of people thought that it was a second-rate job, now became extremely prestigious. I had the last laugh, I can say. Secondly, I would like you to think that career do not have to be linear. Be prepared and ready for things outside your comfort zone, and sometimes could be seen as a career risk. Of course, don't gamble recklessly with your life, but how could you find about yourself? You find out about yourself, about your true calling, if you never try anything uncomfortable and try something that sometimes your parents may say that it's crazy. But I am a parent. I faced this situation, and I gave up when my children insisted that they want to do something strange. So in my case, I never thought that I would like to manage people. I used to deal with big transactions, big dollars value, stick to a transaction, and I thought that why should I waste my time sitting in the room and listening to people complaining about the maternity leave, and that they want to have a better pay, if they want to, take 2 weeks off to do something that they enjoy doing. And especially when the number of the people that I think that I have to hear all these complaints were about thousands of people. But how wrong I was. Within 1 week of trying to test whether I like it in the management job, I found out that probably this is the best thing that I want to do. Because closing a transaction is great, but after that transaction, there would be another transaction. But creating opportunities for people around you, making them successful, making them happy, I think that is a very long-lasting satisfaction that one can have. Thirdly, I would like you to bring with you in your life what I know now for sure for myself. Success cannot substitute values. To be flexible and open-minded means that you always have to face trade-offs, gives and takes. And when you are not sure if the risk is too big to take, or the unexpected opportunity seems too strange for you to accept, at that moment, you can go back to your core values. There's something that you treasure, and that will help you to make a right decision. It worked for me all the times. In my case, stepping away from the corporate world, from comfort, money, one thing that I think one thing that keep me believe that in what I'm doing now is because one of my core values is to find a way to help people, to create value added using the corporate term to make people's life better. And I found it in education. And having these core values stick with you, it will help you a lot in serving as your career compass. And you would not be wrong, I hope. So to conclude, many of you are very certain about what you are going to do. Congratulations. Do it with all your hearts and souls. But if some point you have doubts, I think many of you will face it, maybe 3 or 5 years into your career. Don't lose heart and give yourself a chance to try things that you are not sure. But for those of you who are still wondering what you are going to do and what is your passion in life, it is not unusual. Just don't look around and try to compare yourself with your very sure classmate. And don't let that uncertainty scare you. It may be your blessing. Just be open and embrace all the unusual twists and turns, and I'm sure you will find your calling one day. Again, congratulations and good luck.